What up, YouTube? T-Moose here. With the new film Max Reload on VOD now, since it is a video game movie that is not based on a video game, I decided to do my top 10 favorite video game movies that aren't based on video games. This is something how some of the best video game movies are not even based on video games. Because we all know the track records that films based on video games have. They don't usually turn out great. I mean, most has been okay lately, like Sonic the Hedgehog, Pikachu, Tomb Raider, and all. But most parts, for every Detective Pikachu we get, you know, we've got Assassin's Creed, Warcraft, and yeah. But anyway, with that being said, here's my 10 favorite video game movies that are not based on video games. Whether it has to do with video games, whether it feels like a video game or not. Anyway, number 10, I'm going with a 80s classic. That is War Games. This is definitely a movie that was ahead of its time. I mean, in it stars Matthew Broderick as his high school student named David Lightman, who pretty much hacks into a military supercomputer while searching for new video games here. So, like, after starting a game of global derangement nuclear war, you know, Lightman ends up leading a supercomputer to activate the nation's nuclear arsenal in response to his simulated threat as the Soviet Union here. You got Dabney Coleman, who's pretty good. You got Ali Sheedy from Breakfast Club fame. She was decent. This is definitely a movie ahead of its time. I mean, you know, if this thing got released today, like in 2020, you know, computers has changed since then. So, you know, that's definitely a film I'll love to see get remade. I mean, you got Matthew Broderick at the height of his career with, you know, films like Ferris Bueller and all. Matthew Broderick was pretty solid in this film. Dabney Coleman was awesome. Ali Sheedy was terrific. I know this movie it's an 80s classic, you know? So yeah, if you guys have not ever seen War Games yet, you know, directed by John Badham, some really good, pretty good directing right there. Definitely go check out War Games if you guys never seen it. Number 9 is going to be unpopular, but I don't care what you say what's unpopular or not. Number 9, I'm going to go with Pixels. You know, the video game-based movie that starred Adam Sandler, Kevin James as the President of the United States. You know, you had of course, they're, you know, trying to take down video game characters like that's destroying the world. Like, you got Pac-Man is in this, Donkey Kong. The movie did not get, you know, well received when it got released. I actually got kicked out of it. I thought Pixels was loads of fun. You know, Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Josh Gad, Peter Dinklage. You know, you had fun cameos by Martha Stewart was in this. Serena Williams. You had some pretty good cameos that was featured in this. Anyway, the visual effects was cool. I mean, this made me want to go back and play Pac-Man once again. And yeah, if you guys have not really seen Pixels, I'll say give it a go. It's not as bad as critics may actually think, you know? Alright, number 8, I'm going to go with Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Now, of course, this is where, like, these 4 high school students discover this old video game console and are drawn into the game's jungle setting. And they, of course, play their avatars. And I love the cast in this. You got Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan. Of course, it is a bit of a sequel to the Robin Williams classic, which pays homage to the Robin Williams Al Parrish character. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle and the sequel Next Level are both loads of fun. They're entertaining. Dwayne Johnson, Kevin Hart, Black, and Karen Gillan all had really great chemistry together. You even had Nick Jonas and Colin Hanks both as pretty much as Al Parrish in this. That was pretty cool to watch. I mean, it was pretty cool because the original Jumanji included a board game, so they, you know, replaced the board game with a video game. I don't know, that was pretty cool. I mean, this time, you know, instead of the characters coming out, they ended up going in the game. That was sweet. Hopefully we'll get a third one, because I just really got kicked out of the first two Jumanji flicks, and obviously the Robin Williams classic. Alright, number 7, I'm going to go with Grandma's Boy. Now this is also an Adam Sandler film, but he's of course one of the producers of this. And in it, it's a comedy that stars Alan Cover, who appeared in loads of Sandler flicks, who plays this video game creator who finds himself homeless and he ends up moving with his grandmother, Lily, played by Doris Roberts. as well as her friends. And of course, you had Linda Cardellini, Jonah Hill, Nick Swardson. Dude from Hatchet and Avatar was in this. Joel David Moore, I think his name is. He was pretty good. This is a bit of a video game film. You know, it's like a love letter to video games. You know. And come on, whoever knew that Doris Roberts could play a video game as great as she did in this? I don't. Everyone, when you think of Doris Roberts, automatically you think of Everybody Loves Raymond. Yeah. But when I think of Doris Roberts, I think of Grandma's Boy. Loved her in this. You know, and Alan Cuthbert, I don't. You know, after always, you know, playing like a supporting players in Sandler films, it was pretty cool seeing Alan Cuthbert, you know, have like a lead in this. I mean, I really had fun with this film. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen Grandma's Boy yet, do yourself a favor, go check out Grandma's Boy. It's a hilarious one. Alright, number 6, I'm gonna go with Ready Player One. Now, this is, of course, takes place in 2045, directed by Steven Spielberg. And it's where the planet is on the brink of chaos and collapse. And, you know, they, of course, end up expanding into a virtual reality created by this, eccentric named James Holiday, and he ends up dying. So he promises that his immense fortune to the first person to discover a digital Easter egg that's, you know, hidden somewhere in the Oasis. And you got Ty Sheridan, who plays Wade Watts, who joins the contest, and he finds himself becoming an unlikely hero in, you know, a fantasy world that features loads of iconic characters. Like, I mean, believe it or not, you got characters like Chucky is featured in this, Jason, you got the Joker, the Iron Giant is in this. Ready Player One is loads of fun. I mean, it's full of nostalgia factors. You know, the effects was out of this world awesome. You know, based on a book, there's that too. I mean, this is definitely pure Steven Spielberg fun. It is really entertaining, and you know, like I said, you'll have lots of nostalgia if you're watching this, and I'm hoping we'll get to see a sequel, because there's already like a book sequel now, so hopefully we'll get a film sequel, because I'd love to see another Ready Player One film. Alright. And I'm not gonna lie, Ready Player One makes you want to actually live in the Oasis world. That looks like a cool place to live in. Alright, number 5, I'm gonna go with Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. You know, directed by Edgar Wright, based on a comic book. This does really feel like a video game. I mean, you got crazy to believe the film is 10 years old. Holy cow, I feel old there. Anyway, now this is a film that stars Michael Cera, who, you know, plays this band leader who ends up falling for this woman named Ramona Flowers. But in order to really, you know, win her heart, he has to fight off her 7 evil exes. And the way he fights them off is literally feels like a video game. You know, of course, you had Chris Evans, Jason Schwartzman, you know, played some of the evil exes. You even had Brie Larson. So you had Captain America and Captain Marvel before, you know, they became those characters. Yeah, this thing.
So I was gonna give you tomorrow.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim is loads of fun to watch. It's entertaining. It's hilarious. If you guys never really seen Scott Pilgrim by now, definitely go check it out. It is a really fun
So I had to. But she's gonna make me a rover.
Alright.
I was like, if you want to come, I gotta be a rover. Coming
in at number 4, I'm gonna go with The Last Starfire. Now this is pretty much Starfire / Space Invaders.
Yeah.
Now this is an 80s sci-fi classic right here.
Exactly.
I'm over here busting my ass.
In it, it's about this teenage kid named, you know, played by Lance Guest, who is recruited to fight in a interstellar war against the aliens, and it can be deemed, you know, very cheesy, and
she wasn't there.
And so, you know, he ends up meeting this games designer Kentari, played by Robert Preston, who reveals that he created Starfire as a training ground for developing and recruiting actual pilots to help fight a war in space here. The Last Starfire is a film ahead of its time. You know, it is really entertaining. Probably one of the few sci-fi movies of the 80s that people rarely talk about. You know, it has some really cool sci-fi elements here. The lead actor is pretty decent. This is, like, we definitely need either a reboot or some sort of sequel to The Last Starfire, because there's lots of movies today that you could tell was influenced by The Last Starfighter, and yeah, The Last Starfighter is an '80s sci-fi classic, and it really plays out like a video game. I mean, the '80s had some interesting video games there. I mean, come on, Pac-Man and all, but yeah. Alright, coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with the original Tron. Tron Legacy's good, but I'm going with the original. I mean, here of course, got Jeff Bridges as a computer engineer, Kevin Flynn, who ends up finding out that Ed Dillinger, played by David Warner, is an executive at his company and has been stealing his work. So he ends up being transported into a digital world, and he has to face off against Dillinger's computerized likeness, Shark. And Tron is a Disney classic right there. You got Bruce Baxter there, Cindy Morgan was in this, and the video game stuff aspect in this look pretty cool. I mean, you will literally love to live in that Tron world. It has some cool motorcycle sequences. Jeff Bridges, at the height of his career, he was awesome in this. Of course, Jeff Bridges ended up reprising his role for the second Tron. It was also announced that another Tron movie is coming with Jared Leto. I'm interested in that one. But hey, if you guys never really seen the original Tron, I don't know if it's a movie that still holds up today, but it's a classic right there. It's an '80s sci-fi Disney classic,
So you got E-Hub?
Alright, coming in at number 2, I'm going to go with The Wizard.
What was that?
Now, this is a film that stars Fred Savage, Christian Slater. Now, it's where his little brother, Jimmy, played by Luke Edwards, who is put in a mental institution. So Corey, played by Fred Savage, breaks him out, and the pair ends up running off to California together. And so on their travels, Corey ends up meeting this girl named Haley, played by Jenny Lewis, and they end up discovering that Jimmy is a master at playing video games. And so, with his talents, he could easily end up winning the top of 50,000 at video Armageddon. And so, this is pretty much a movie about video game competition. And this, The Wizard is iconic. It got released in 1989, I believe. It is really fun. It's an '80s.
But you went to your check.
It doesn't really get talked about as much. But The Wizard is pretty fun. I mean, if you guys haven't really seen The Wizard, the movie did.
2 or 1 day.
I can imagine The Wizard got released today because video games came a long way since The Wizard got released. So yeah, I mean, you got Fred Savage, of course, best known for Wonder Years fame. At the height of his career, he was pretty good in this. Yeah, Christian Slater, he was decent. So yeah, if you guys haven't really seen The Wizard by now, definitely give that one a shot. All right.
Prior to how you hook up the E-Hub?
My number 1 favorite video game movie that isn't based on the video game goes to Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph, Pixels
and there you're gonna see some number, and that's your ID.
And Ready Player One. Wreck-It Ralph is pretty much a love letter to video games. You got John C. Reilly, who voices the Tyro of the Wreck-It Ralph, who is tired of being a bad guy, and he ends up losing to his good guy opponent, Fix-It Felix, voiced by Jack McBurr. So he wants to. So he decides to take matters into your own hand, and he wants to become the good guy now. And of course, you got Sarah Silverman voicing this young girl named Vanellope, who Sarah Silverman is terrific.
Well, you want to be full time?
And you got lots of video game characters featured in this. A couple of characters you got in this includes, Sonic the Hedgehog is in this. You got,
It's giving you trouble though, right?
You got a few other cool video game characters in this. Come on, you got
I told
Keeper.
that you want to be full time.
I really got kicked out of Wreck-It Ralph. It's definitely one of my favorite anime movies in recent years.
So
One of Disney's best work they've done. The sequel's not as good, but the first film, I like the sequel, by the way. But it wasn't as good as the first Wreck-It Ralph, but I still got kicked out of the sequel. I'll be down to check out the third one if they ever announce that. But the first Wreck-It Ralph is just really fun. It's entertaining. it makes you fall.
I mean,
It pretty much brings a
I'm telling you,
video game
it's
nostalgia into your heart, So yeah, if you guys never really seen the original Wreck-It Ralph,
wasn't in the country
go
tomorrow,
check
right?
it out. I mean,
I wasn't.
how did Wreck-It Ralph not win an Oscar for Best Animated Feature except it lost out to
I'm
Brave?
calling out tomorrow.
That is,
She was like-
I have no idea how that happened, but yeah.
So I got someone's
Brave is
government
good
shit
too,
that
but
was
Wreck-It
gonna be
Ralph
loud.
was much better. And to me,
And
it
then
is the
she-
best video
she's
game
like,
movie
if
that
you
is
come
not based on a
tomorrow-
video game.
If you
There's
don't come
video game
tomorrow, I'm
characters
gonna get
in
you
this,
trouble.
but obviously it's not a video game film,
But she was like, I gotta make you a rover before you can be.
But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. Alright, 10 War Games, 9 Pixels, 8 Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, 7 Grandma's Boy, 6 Ready Player One, 5 Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, 4 The Last Starfire, 3 Tron, 2 The Wizard, and number 1 Wreck-It Ralph. And there's a few other ones I possibly could have added. Let me put let's hear. Hardcore Henry felt like a video game film. That movie's literally felt like you were watching a video game, Alright, what else? Cloak and Dagger is a pretty good one.
No, stop.
Let's see. Army of Darkness, that's a decent one. Children of Men, Coraline, Crank, Death Race. Death Race feels like if Mario Kart was rated R, Dread, Edge of Tomorrow's a pretty good one. Laser Team is a good one. Probably could have added. King of Kong, which is like pretty much a documentary about someone who actually beat levels in Donkey Kong. So there's that. There's some pretty solid ones here. But let me leave with you guys. What are some of your favorite video game movies that are not based on video games? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This is Team Movie signing off.